NASA's Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore, who gained international attention as their planned short stay in space stretched into a more than 9-month politically fraught mission, are finally home. Williams and Wilmore, alongside NASA's Nick Hague and cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov of Russia's Roscosmos space agency, safely splashed down off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida at 5:57 p.m. ET Tuesday. The crew's highly anticipated return came after the crew climbed aboard a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule and departed the International Space Station at 1:05 a.m. ET Tuesday. NASA astronauts Barry Butch Wilmore and Sunita Suni Williams have strong ties to their hometowns and current residences in the U.S. Butch Wilmore, born in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, October 1962, current residence likely lives near Houston, Texas, where NASA's Johnson Space Center (JSC) is located. Most active astronauts reside nearby for training. Former U.S. Navy captain and test pilot, Suni Williams, born in Euclid, Ohio, September 1965, but considers Needham, Massachusetts her hometown. Current residence presumably near Houston, Texas, like most NASA astronauts, though she has also lived in Florida during her Navy career. Former U.S. Navy captain and helicopter test pilot. Both astronauts have spent significant time in space, including long-duration missions on the International Space Station (ISS). While they maintain ties to their hometowns, their primary residence is almost certainly near NASA JSC for work. Career highlights and key missions. Barry Butch Wilmore, NASA astronaut since 2000s, selected in Group 18, the Bugs, STS-129 2009, Space Shuttle Atlantis, delivered ISS spare parts. Soyuz TMA, 14 millions 2014-2015, long-duration ISS mission, 167 days, served as commander. Boeing Starliner CFT 2024, first crewed test flight currently aboard ISS as of June 2020. U.S. Navy test pilot, flew FA 18 seconds and logged 7,000+ flight hours. Served in combat operations e.g. Desert Storm. B.S. Electrical Engineering, M.S. Aviation Systems, Ph.D. Aviation, Tennessee Tech and University of Tennessee. Sunita Suni Williams, NASA astronaut since 1998, selected in Group 17, STS-116 2006, Space Shuttle Discovery, IS assembly 195 days, then a record for longest spaceflight by a woman. Soyuz TMA 05 millions 2012, second ISS mission, 127 days, performed spacewalks. Boeing Starliner CFT 2024, pilot for first crewed test flight. Held record for most spacewalk time by a woman, 50+ hours, later surpassed. Ran the first marathon in space 2007, Boston Marathon on ISS treadmill. U.S. Navy helicopter pilot, flew in Operation Desert Shield Storm, later a test pilot. B.S. Physical Science, U.S. Naval Academy, M.Eng. Engineering Management. Florida Tech. Current status, June 2024. Both are aboard the ISS after launching on Boeing Starliner's Crew Flight Test CFT. Their return is delayed due to thruster and helium leak issues, but they remain in good health. The quartet are part of the Crew-9 mission, a routine staff rotation jointly operated by NASA and SpaceX. The Crew-9 capsule launched to the space station in September with Hague and Gorbanov riding alongside 2 empty seats reserved for Williams and Wilmore, who had been on the orbiting laboratory since last June. When their original ride, a Boeing Starliner spacecraft, malfunctioned. Welcome home to the Crew-9 astronauts, NASA's Nick Hague, Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore, and Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov. Your dedication and unwavering commitment to space exploration inspires us all, Boeing Space shared on social platform X after the crew returned home. Last summer, NASA decided flying the 2 astronauts home aboard their Boeing Starliner capsule would be too risky, and the space agency opted to fold Williams and Wilmore into the International Space Station's regular crew rotation. That call is why the pair flew home with Hague and Gorbanov on SpaceX's Crew-9 capsule. But the length of the duo's stay in space is not record-breaking. Williams and Wilmore's extended mission concluded after 286 days, which is still significantly shorter than the world record of 437 days in orbit, held by the late Russian cosmonaut Valery Polyakov. Joel Montalbano, Deputy Associate Administrator of NASA's Space Operations Mission Directorate, says that Suni and Butch did 150 experiments and 900 hours of research during their stint on the ISS. Montalbano says the work that NASA astronauts do benefits the nation and increases the chance that NASA will hit its goal of landing a person on Mars by the end of the decade. Journey back to Earth. Mr. Wilmore and Miss Williams, two former U.S. Navy test pilots, flew into space on the first test flight of the Boeing Starliner in June 2024, expected to last 8 days. However, Starliner's propulsion system has repeatedly encountered problems, causing the return to Earth to be repeatedly postponed until this year, when NASA decided to bring them back on SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft, as part of the agency's crew rotation plan. On the evening of March 18th, Mr. Wilmore and Miss Williams, along with 2 other astronauts, entered the Crew Dragon spacecraft and separated from the ISS at 12:05 p.m., saying goodbye to the 7 remaining members on the station. After a 17-hour journey, the 4-person team re-entered the atmosphere at around 4:45 a.m. this morning, March 19th. The spacecraft slowed from around 27,000 km to just 27 km before landing in the ocean, about 80 kilometers off the coast of Florida. It's been a long ride. Everyone in the capsule is grinning from ear to ear, Crew 10 mission commander, astronaut Nick Hague, excitedly reported to Mission Control as soon as he landed. After being rescued, the astronauts were taken to a rescue ship and quickly flown to NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, USA for health checks before reuniting with their families. When space challenges humans. With SpaceX's Crew Dragon the only U.S. vehicle capable of taking astronauts to and from orbit, the Starliner failure has raised questions about the future of the Boeing-developed spacecraft program. In addition, spending too much time in space can take a toll on the human body, such as muscle atrophy or vision loss. The 2 astronauts have been stuck on the ISS for 286 days, longer than the average 6-month ISS mission, but still shorter than the record of 371 consecutive days set by U.S. astronaut Frank Rubio in 2023. For Williams, the trip marked her 3rd time in space, with a total of 608 days in space, second in NASA history, behind only Peggy Whitson, 670. The world record currently belongs to Russian cosmonaut Oleg Kononenko, with 878 days. To ensure the operation of the ISS, Mr. Wilmore and Ms. Williams could not leave immediately, but had to wait for the replacement crew to arrive. The Crew 10 team of 4 astronauts arrived at the ISS on the evening of March 15th local time, bringing the number of ISS members to 11 in a short time. "We were prepared for a long trip, even though the original plan was only short-term," Wilmore affirmed, while denying the possibility that NASA kept both of them on the ISS until the Crew 10 team arrived due to political influence. "That's the nature of the human spaceflight program, always plan for the unexpected. And we did," he said. In the meantime, the 2 continued to conduct scientific research and maintain the ISS with other astronauts. Ms. Williams also performed 2 spacewalks, each lasting 6 hours. Despite the challenges, both astronauts remain optimistic. Williams said before returning that she was looking forward to seeing her family and 2 dogs again. "It's been a roller coaster ride for them, and sometimes it's been harder on the family than it was on us," she said. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.